Well, it's a really cool spot to summer scout for bucks, and it has those conditions that we want. And I'll talk about those first. But I also want to talk when you would summer scout because, like you, we have really busy lives. I'm in the hunting industry. This is what I do full time. We're extremely busy. So just because it's for deer doesn't mean I don't have to be efficient with my time and that my time is endless. And so I find that even my scouting missions have to be carefully planned, not only by location, but timing. This has everything going for it because we have a big block of corn that's being planted right here. Behind me, we have alfalfa back in this direction, and then we have corn. So it's really nice about a spot like this is we can slip in on this corn edge, and especially with something electric, we use our quiet cats. We have a Polaris Kinetic if we're going as a group, and we have chairs to put out or something. But either way, we can sneak in quietly right down there on the back side of this corn. The deer are not coming out to the corn during the summertime to feed. They're coming out to the alfalfa. So we'll see them slaying around these fields, and they'll come out of the woods. There's big hardwood point over here. It's all open timber on the neighbors. They love to bed there in the summer and then come out here during the afternoon. So we can set up, come in here, set up on the edge of the corn, and we can get a good view of this entire stretch. It's about 250 yards long, where we can watch the deer come out of this side, get into the alfalfa, and then we can blow our scent back into the corn. It's a great approach. Been doing that since the 80s. Some of my really fond memories, 1987, 1988, where I could go up to the Thumb area of Michigan, and we would sneak in, sit around the corn, have some snacks, something to drink, put some lawn chairs out, some old binoculars that we had, and just sit and watch and see where the bucks came out. So it's pretty cool. And again, though, we can come out here most nights, but we have to be efficient with our time. So here's the setup. We sneak in quietly, blow our scent at the corn, watch a big hidden alfalfa field where we expect bucks to be bedded, and then get out of here without spooking them. However, when do we go? It's the same conditions we go during the summertime that we go hunting in during the fall. So it's great practice. What I'm looking for is a change in temperature, drop in temperature. And I'll give you an example. Today it's supposed to be in the mid 70s. A couple days ago it was 85, and we're supposed to get some really hard thunderstorms tomorrow. That daytime high is supposed to go to 68, 70. So we're getting that temperature drop, but we're also getting extreme weather. That extreme weather, those high winds, we have a chance for tornadoes and hail tomorrow. It'll keep deer back in the woods, and they'll miss quality feedings. They're not coming out here in the open and feeding on alfalfa. So they're not filling their bellies like they should and like they normally would. They're feeding 5 times in a 24-hour period. When they miss feedings, then they're hungry. So we want those conditions to take place. It's Monday right now, kind of humid. You can hear that wind in the background maybe. Not ideal right now, still a little warm. Then we get that big thunderstorm coming down through tomorrow. We get that drop in temperature and clearing skies in the backside. And so Wednesday would be my time. If I wanted to come out here 2 months from now and slip into this corn, it'd be the perfect time to actually come in here and summer scout. But again, I want you to take those same principles that you can apply and practice with during the summer, because that's exactly what puts deer on their feet during the fall. It's pretty cool how that works. Now, at the same time, that's why I came up with the weather algorithm for Outdoor Life in their November run issue back in 2015. I put that algorithm on paper so that we could use it in that article, but that's what I infused into HuntCast algorithm to actually predict when to go hunting. Because it's not about a certain temperature or certain numbers, it's all about change. And so if you know how to gauge that change, then you can tell when deer are on the feet. That's why a lot of times, a lot of the weather indicators or studies will show that deer don't always move when it's 32. Deer don't always move when it's 22 or 42 or 52. It's not, again, about an absolute temperature. It's about the change that took place to get there. And those models don't go backwards to look forward. And that's what you have to do to actually forecast. And so check out HuntCast in the HuntWise app. It's really important. That'll help you really know what's on track, not only during the summertime, but for fall too. And at the same time, all that being said, I love to summer scout. I like to know what bucks are in the area for buck ID, know which ones made it through the season. outside of trail cameras. Let's face it, not everyone has trail cameras where they hunt too, or has them up all summer. So we love to summer scout, but unless there's similar reflective conditions going into the fall, meaning those big bucks want to be in high overstory and shade right now. The does and fawns will be in thick cover. They love high stem count. That's the perfect fawning cover. Bucks can't crash their velvet through those same conditions. So they're sitting back on a flat somewhere in some big hardwoods, and then they're going out to summer food. In this case, in this location, both those bedding areas and where they're feeding in the afternoon are gone. So they're gone going into the fall. So great to come out here in summer scout, practice when you're actually seeing deer, apply those same conditions of change in weather to your hunt this fall for a great hunt. But always keep in mind and ask yourself, why are these deer in this location right now? If it's because those mature bucks want high overstory and shade and they don't have an adjacent bedding area, then they're not going to be in that spot during the fall, in the same spot they were in the summer. If they're feeding on like this lush alfalfa right here, and that alfalfa's down to the dirt or stemmy, dormant going into the fall and into the wintertime, then they're not going to be feeding on this alfalfa. So those patterns completely change where a buck goes. Does and fawns don't care. They'll just move over to the corn. They sit in thick cover the whole time anyways. Does and fawns rule the roost. As far as this right here is a doe fawn area. It's very thick. There's switchgrass, lots of different habitat. They can come to either corn. So those does and fawns will still stay in that same bedding area. Bucks often move. We find by watching deer since the 80s that a mature buck will live about a mile and a half on average in ag country like this. And it could be even a lot further in big wilderness or woods area, but about a mile to a mile and a half. So always keep that in mind when you're summer scouting. You're doing it more for buck ID. If the conditions change or stay the same, meaning let's say you have a giant food plot over here and you have thick cover adjacent to that open hardwoods, then you might continue that same pattern into the fall with what you're seeing during the summertime. Bottom line is, look for that change in the weather. That'll put deer on their feet during the summertime. In those same conditions, you can hunt and count on during the fall to put your tag on a big buck that you're after during the hunt. Hey guys, thanks for watching the video. I really want to encourage you to check out digital land management through whitetailstrategy.com. These concepts that I manage for and that I go to clients, 1,600 clients in 26 states over the last 20 years, we're putting into a digital platform. So you can take those concepts and you can apply it to anywhere a whitetail roams. Doesn't matter if it's private land or public land. For example, on private land, you could take a food plot, add it to this location, see how it hurts you or helps you in the whole scheme of morning hunting, afternoon hunting, add a cabin, add a road. Check out parking spots on public land where you think clear cuts are and see how that affects your overall hunt with multiple properties in any state where whitetails are and where you hunt. Check it out. Be some of the first to sign up. Check out whitetailstrategy.com. Follow the link, sign up, answer the questions, and we can give you more when we have it available. Thank you.